Welcome to Level Up Your Frequency. Let's get right into today's lesson. Today's lesson is going to be all about balancing our spirituality with our physical reality. And I feel like this topic is really important. And most of the time, we go. No breaks. We have very busy schedules. So what I'm going to do today is talk a little bit about how we can take spiritual practices and make it part of our day-to-day experience without it feeling like it's getting in the way or there's not enough time. And time ultimately is just an illusion, right? We tell ourselves what we would like to prioritize throughout the day. We tell ourselves and we list out all the tasks that we need to get done. But most of the time we put ourselves last. And it's really time to focus on putting ourselves first. It's not being selfish. That's being aware. And that's knowing that when we give to ourselves, it allows us to show up as the best version of ourselves for everyone in our life, and also show up as the best version of ourselves for our business and for any projects, anything that we have going on. Okay, so you are not a human. You are not a human. You are not a human being having a spiritual experience. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. Okay, that's by Dr. Wayne Dyer, which I feel like he sums it up beautifully. And ultimately, yes, we are spiritual beings and we're humans at the same time. And there's this balancing act that needs to happen within our lives. So let me just give an example, right? Let's just say a typical day, you wake up in the morning, maybe you wake up, you do your basic things, like maybe you brush your teeth, I hope you brush your teeth, take a shower, right? You eat something, then you think about all the things you need to get done throughout your day. You might have a job that you need to show up and go to every day. You might have children that you're taking care of. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Either way, you have things that you have to do throughout the day. Now, most of the time, our brains are really wired to be in this beta state. It's like fight or flight mode, right? And being in this state makes us feel like there's a sense of urgency for like everything, when not everything is urgent at the end of the day. Yes, we have to get things done, and there's always time in between. For example, all right, this is a great example. Let's just say you have a spouse or a loved one and you keep in contact with them every day. You make time for them. In your mind, you're like, I'm going to make time for this person and I'm going to talk to them every single day. Now, let's just say you get a random text or phone call from a long lost cousin or a friend or someone, and you kind of look at it and you're like, you know what? I can just take this later. I'll call them back later, or I'll call them tomorrow, or I'll call them next week. Because in your mind, you're looking at this like it's not a priority. This is the same thing you do when you choose not to put yourself first. So what happens to that relationship? It suffers, right? Because you're choosing not to put the same time, energy, and effort that you would put into the relationship that you prioritized in your mind. Now, we have expansive energy. We are able to keep up with relationships and talk to people and get all of our things done. We're like superhumans at the end of the day. We're able to get all of these things done. So why not take some of that time and invest that time into yourself, knowing that it's going to make your life happier, easier to get through. You're going to have more energy at the end of the day. So the best solution to this is you just do it. All right. So here's an example. All right. Well, tomorrow morning, I'm going to wake up 20 minutes earlier and I'm going to do a meditation. And you're going to do your meditation, and guess what? You're going to feel better. You're going to approach your day with a clearer mindset. You're going to get more things done. You're going to feel happier. You're going to feel a lot more balanced. All right, so maybe start there. Or another example, all right, let's just say, oh, I'm taking a lunch break. I'm going to eat some lunch. So I have an hour lunch break, and I'm taking all of that time to eat my lunch and scroll aimlessly on my phone, which I know most of you must do, right? I mean, it's a common thing that we do nowadays. You take out your phone, you just kind of look, you get distracted, and then before you know it, 45 minutes goes by. So it's really being aware in those moments and knowing that with this inner awareness, you can make different choices within your life. So it's having that inner awareness, and it's having awareness that you always have a choice. There's always a choice. And if you think you don't have a choice, then you might want to think again, because there's always, always, always a choice, okay? So let's break it down. I take an hour lunch break. It doesn't take that long to eat. Even if you chew your food a million times, like the most it's going to take is like, let's just say 20 minutes to eat your food. I know it takes me like less than 5 minutes to eat my food. Okay. I eat fast. I'm just like, I'm hungry, whatever I eat. Now, what are you going to do with the remainder of that time? You could maybe call a friend. You could scroll online. You could get other things done that you told yourself you need to get done because you're in this state of like urgency. Or you could give to yourself. And you could take 20 minutes and do a meditation. You could take 20 minutes and listen to a beautiful teacher on YouTube that has beautiful teachings that's going to help you in your life, or listen to an audiobook that's going to help you get aligned and help feed you spiritually. Okay? So this is really about having that inner awareness. And when you start to practice this every single day, it becomes a habit. Okay, so I challenge you to, if you haven't already, every single day for at least 20 minutes. It can be in the morning, it can be in the afternoon, it could be at nighttime. Choose a time slot and start there. Do a meditation. You can find any if you don't want to do it with me, there's plenty of other teachers out there that you could do it with. If you feel comfortable with me, great. Pull up my YouTube, pull up a meditation. Let's meditate together. There's no excuses. We have so many teachers out there. There's so much information out there. Like, click a button instead of scrolling and filling our minds with garbage. Let's meditate. Let's fill ourselves spiritually, okay? So I challenge you, 20 minutes a day. Start that meditation practice, okay? Now, what do we do when we're meditating regularly? Like, how does that affect our bodies? How does that affect our lives? Of course, anyone who has meditated regularly can say it. I can let you know right now that what it does is it gives you more of this awareness within yourself. It reminds you to stay a little bit more calm in situations. It regulates your nervous system. It releases those feel-good hormones within your body. And also, in return, when you're doing this over time, it also affects the world. It affects those around you in your inner circle, outer circle. It doesn't matter. We're all vibrational beings. We resonate at a particular frequency, and this is what Level Up Your Frequency is all about, leveling up our frequency. So when we're meditating on a regular basis, or we're doing these spiritual practices like having our gratitude journals and saying our affirmations, etc., what we're doing is we're raising our vibration or our frequency. So we're vibrating at a higher rate or higher frequency, and that also puts our brain waves into different brainwave states. Typically, we're in a beta state, which again, it's fight or flight mode. Now, when we are meditating on a daily basis, and there have been studies done, it shows that people who meditate on a regular basis are typically in an alpha theta state. And an alpha theta state aligns with the Earth's natural frequency, which is 7.83 hertz, roughly 8 hertz, right? And this is why we also listen to music. Music is another great way, not just any music, but binaural beats or any healing frequencies. You can listen to 432 hertz, which aligns perfectly. That puts us into an alpha theta state, and it helps to regulate our nervous system. It helps to keep us clear. It helps to keep us focused. It helps to keep us balanced. It helps to keep us at a beautiful higher frequency. And we're starting to radiate out this frequency. And those who are not on our frequency will, say you have friends that are on like this lower frequency, they'll probably just start to drop out of your life. And new people will come in that are at that frequency. And that's how you start to affect the planet. Or they have no choice but to raise their frequency, because this can be very contagious for people, and it can make them look at themselves differently if they choose to. Because remember, not everyone is going to have that awareness. And it all starts with the awareness that you have a choice. You have a choice of how you want to make your money. You have a choice of where you would like to work. You have a choice of who you would like to have in your circle, your friends, your family. That's all a choice. You don't have to do anything. It's a choice. Everything's a choice. I'm choosing right now to be here with you and talk to you about this subject. Why? Because I'm passionate about it. Why? Because it changed my life. I remember when I never meditated, and how much anxiety and stress I had in my body. My heart was racing all of the time. I was in fight or flight mode all of the time. I was an emotional wreck. We're always working through things. I'm not perfect. I'm still working through things now. And this is why I go to my meditation practices, because I believe that it saves lives. And it helps to balance us out, so that way we're able to show up in a way that helps impact the world, and it makes the world a better place. Not to sound so cheesy, but that's what it does. And it's proven on a scientific level that our heart is the most powerful electromagnetic field that we possess, right? And what it does is it radiates out around our body. And the more that we meditate, the more we strengthen this electromagnetic field, and it starts to get bigger and bigger and more expansive, which means more energy, which means more time, more space, more love, more money for things to come in and to flow in. We give, we receive. The flow of life is happening at all times. And we can do this and strengthen our electromagnetic field and strengthen that receiving muscle and even our giving muscle through meditation. And there's different practices. And we're going to do one tonight. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to start with something very simple. And since today's lesson was all about balancing our lives, so we're going to keep it grounding. Because I feel that at the base of everything, without feeling grounded, we can't get anything done without feeling overwhelmed and getting obsessed over it to the point where we cannot disconnect, okay? And even technology resonates at a particular frequency, and when we're absorbed with technology constantly, it drains us. It takes away from our energy and our vibration and our frequency. So it's our job to be mindful of that and to give to ourselves, to fill ourselves up. And how do we do this? Through a grounding practice. How do we do this? We can do this through breath work. We could do this through meditation. We could do this through vocal toning. We could do this through listening to binaural beats. But tonight we're going to practice some meditation. Okay, so I want everyone to get really comfortable, and you could even do this meditation practice every day for the next 30 days and see how it changes your life. Okay, so everyone get nice and comfortable and grounded. And just close your eyes and take a nice deep breath in through your nose. And exhale out. Again, you're going to breathe in through your nose. And breathe out. And feel your body get nice and relaxed and calm. Feel your shoulders drop. Breathe in through your nose. And exhale. Let it all go. If you're doing this at the beginning of the day or at the end of the day, the whole goal here is to get back in tune and in touch with our spirit, with our being, with who we truly are. Now I want you to visualize beautiful green light from the earth, beautiful grounding green light coming up into our feet, into our legs, flowing up into our stomach. And I want you to expand your stomach and release any tension you have there and just surrender up into our heart. And I want you to stop right here as we ground our energy and as we activate our heart center. And keep this green light right here. Now I want you to picture a beautiful golden light at the top of the head. Breathe in and breathe out. Surrender and allow this beautiful golden light to pour down into your crown, into your third eye, down into your throat, meeting this beautiful grounding earth energy at the heart, intertwining and swirling golden light and green light together right at your heart space. And allow this energy to go down, this beautiful golden light pouring down, merging with the green energy, down to the base of your spine. And now I want you to picture this gold and green light energy moving up your spine, each vertebrae, moving up slowly, moving up all the way to the top of the head. And then imagine right at the top of the head this beautiful golden and green light coming down around you, encompassing your entire body. Breathe into your heart and exhale and allow this light to pour out from your heart space and allow your electromagnetic field to strengthen. Focus on the energy here. To strengthen, to become wider, larger, to allow your energy to become more expansive and open to receive this gift of life, of feeling connected and one with all. Breathe in and breathe out. And just sit here for a minute, nice and calm. And I want you to focus on your body. How does it feel right now? If there's any parts of your body that feel off, send it a little bit more green and golden light. And we're balancing out the nervous system. We're slowing everything down. We're coming back to center. We're allowing this light to hold us, to protect us, to guide us, to ground us. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in again and breathe out. And when you're ready, I want you to put a little movement into your fingertips, into your toes. Slowly open your eyes. And welcome back. I want to thank all of our guides, our guardian angels, divine beings of light and love. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you to Mother Earth for helping to fill us and to ground us with your energy. And breathe in and breathe out. Now notice how you feel in your body. Notice the differences. Notice how by now you should feel a lot more calm, a lot more centered, a lot more focused, happier. Anything that was bothering you should feel like it was just something of the past, like it's a distant memory, almost like it doesn't exist. And if it doesn't, I invite you to do this meditation over again. You can do this as many times as you need to start to feel grounded. And it's all about surrendering. So when you can get to the point where you can completely surrender your energy, you won. And as a result, what this does is it helps to ground us, and it helps to feed those around us in our lives, and it helps to change the world. So thank you for being part of that, and for being here with all of us tonight. And if you'd like to take your meditation practice and your grounding practices, and just if you'd like to level up your frequency and take your life to the next level, I invite you to check out all of the resources that we provide. The link is below. And until next time, continue to level up your frequency, and I'm sending all of my love. Mwah.